Voices in the dark. Finally, after what seemed like forever of running, someone yelled, "I think we lost him." "Amos? I'm right here," Amos' voice yelled from a few feet behind us. "We can stop," Miles yelled from further up. "Jack," I yelled. "Whoa," Jack said, "I'm here." "I can't see a thing." "Are you sure we lost him?" Henry asked, letting go of my arm. That's when I realized he'd been the one pulling me. "Yeah, shh, listen." We all got super quiet and listened for footsteps in the dark. All we could hear were crickets and frogs and our own crazy panting. We were out of breath, our stomachs hurting, bodies bent over our knees. "We lost him," said Henry. "Whoa, that was intense. What happened to the flashlight?" "I dropped it." "How did you guys know?" said Jack. "We saw him before. They looked like jerks." "You just rammed him," I said to Amos. "I know, right?" laughed Amos. "He didn't even see it coming," said Miles. "He was like, 'Are you a freak too?' And you were like, 'Bam!'" "Bam!" said Amos, throwing a fake punch in the air. But after I tackled him, I was like, "Run, Amos. He's 10 times bigger than you." And I got up and started running as fast as I could. We all laughed. I grabbed Augie and I was like, "Run," said Henry. "I didn't even know it was you pulling me," I answered. "That was wild," said Amos, shaking his head. "Totally wild." "Your lip is bleeding, dude." "I got in a couple good punches," Amos answered, wiping his lip. I think they were 7th graders. They were huge. "Losers," Henry shouted really loudly, but we all shushed him. We listened for a second to make sure no one heard him. "Where the heck are we?" said Amos. "I can't even see the screen." "I think we're in the cornfields," answered Henry. "Duh, we're in the cornfields," said Miles, pushing a corn stalk. "I know exactly where we are. We have to go back in this direction, and that'll take us to the other side of the field." "Yo, dude," said Jack, hand high in the air. "That was really cool of you to come back for us. Really cool. Thanks." "No problem," said Amos, high-fiving Jack, and then Miles and Henry high-fived him too. "Yeah, dude, thanks," I said, holding out my palm like Jack had, though I wasn't sure if they'd high-five me too. Amos looked at me and nodded. "It was cool how you stood your ground, little dude," he said, high-fiving me. "Yeah, Augie," said Miles, high-fiving me. "You were like, 'We're littler than you guys.'" I didn't know what else to say, I laughed. "Very cool," said Henry. He five-hived me too. "Sorry I ripped your sweatshirt." I looked down and my sweatshirt sleeve was completely torn down the middle. One sleeve was ripped off and the other was stretching out and hanging below my knees. "Hey, your elbow's bleeding," said Jack. "Yeah," I shrugged. It was starting to hurt a lot. "You okay?" said Jack, seeing my face. I nodded. Suddenly I felt like crying, but I was trying hard not to do that. "Wait, your hearing aids are gone," said Jack. "What?" I yelled, touching my ears. The hearing aid band was definitely gone. That's why I felt like I was underwater. Oh no. And that's when I couldn't hold it in anymore. Everything that just happened kind of hit me and I couldn't help it. I started to cry, like big crying is what Mom would call the waterworks. I was so embarrassed I hid my face in my arm and I couldn't stop the tears from coming. The guys were really nice to me though. They patted me on the back. "You're okay, dude. It's okay," they said. "You're a brave little dude, you know that," said Amos, putting his arm around my shoulders. And when I kept crying, he put both of his arms around me like my dad would have done, and he let me cry.